What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Saidit Show. Over 1,800 episodes. I think we're like just a few short of the 1,900 mark. 500,000 streams and growing. All of this is on account of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your endless support and devotion. Today, we are talking with the ever so fabulous owner of Read It Again Bookstore here in Suwanee, GA, the wonderful Kim. Hey, Kim.
Hi. Hi.
How you doing
You
today?
bring a lot of energy. That's awesome.
Hey, we got to keep it going, Kim. You know, that's how it keeps going. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Kim. Let's start with the origin story. You have a very fascinating origin story that I would love for you to share with our audience today.
Well, let's see here. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it's a big deal in the bookstore world. Let's see here. I have a degree in art and psychology from Agnes Scott College, and when I was finishing up, my mother was looking for something to do, and she had been in real estate, and we just decided to do bookstores. So we opened up the bookstore in 2002. She retired in about 10 years ago, and I've been running it mostly by myself. She's still behind the scenes, but I'm doing all the day-to-day, like, manual stuff.
Yeah.
The book slinging, as I like to call it.
The book slinging. I love it.
Yeah.
So, going back, Kim, to when things began for the store, what would you say was the first major challenge?
Okay, so when we started 20 years ago, the average, because we started out as a used bookstore, which is why we're called Read It Again. Most used bookstores weren't on inventory. If they had some inventory, it was kind of antiquated. And this is the other half of my better half. He does this. So this is the cute. So my mom and I were starting the bookstore, and I was like, Mom, we got to be on inventory. We have to. Like, that is how things are going. We got to know if a customer comes in and asks for a book, we have to be able to tell them. And I was like, Mom, I know these guys who go to Georgia Tech, and they can, like, write it in a weekend. And 20 years later, it's now Basil Book Software, and it's what pays our bills.
Wow.
So and I wasn't even dating Mike at the time. So Basil brought us together, and we started dating again and got married, and now we have 3 kids and a bookstore.
Wow. 3 kids in a bookstore. I love it.
3 kids in a bookstore. Yeah, nothing's cooler. I mean, they may disagree with me now, but raising children in a bookstore. Can you imagine, like, having a childhood where you just have 24/7 access to a bookstore?
Oh my gosh.
And so, like, I used to get really annoyed at them when they would come home from the Scholastic Book Fair and be like, you buy me all these books? And I'd be like, no. Go to the bookstore. You can have whatever you want here. Why do you need to buy books at the Scholastic Book Fair? So, anyway.
I absolutely love that. For you as a co-creator, co-owner, what would you say has been your proudest moment? What sticks out?
Oh, gosh. Probably our 20th anniversary. Yeah. So, like the last 5 years have been hard because 18 and 19, we renovated the store. So we, let me back it up a little bit. So it used to be the counties that were located in and around, required summer reading. Like, they made the parents buy the books for the kids. So I want to say, like, 5-6 years ago, they stopped doing that, which will hurt the literacy rates in our counties. Yeah. Like, it will. But a lot of parents complained, a lot couldn't afford it, which I totally understand. And then others just didn't want to do it. They didn't want to force their kids to read over the summer.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and when that happened, sales started going down, and we had never done events. A lot of bookstores, their major income is getting big authors into the store to sell books. We never had to do that because we had required summer reading.
Right.
Like July and June used to be our best months. Right. But when the county stopped doing that, we're like, okay, we need to refigure our how we work. And so we got a good deal on this next door to us, and we had talked for years about expanding it because it's terrifying. And so we got a deal and we renovated, and that was in 18 to 19. So it took a long time. And right after that was the pandemic. So we had this beautiful store that was all set up for events, like one half of it, all the displays moved so that we could do a big old event. And we had some really big names like set to come into the store. Then the pandemic. And so then we had to, and I hate the word because everybody uses it, we had to pivot, and we switched to all online events, which was cool because it kept our name out there, but it does not translate into sales in the store. So we survived the pandemic, and then our store flooded. Like the hot water heater burst in the kids section and put an inch of water through the entire store. And this is on our brand new flooring.
Oh my goodness.
We went from we used to have this really janky green carpet that my mom picked out 20 years ago. And I saved a square of it because it haunts me still. And we put down wood-like flooring over the entire store. And the flood just took it out. And then we had a horrible time with the flood mitigation company. And because of them, we had $40,000 damage in bookshelves. And most of those bookshelves are shelves that my stepfather built 20 years ago when we opened the store. Because he was a carpenter. And so he built most of the store. And so then we had to reprice things and figure out. So I bought every Billy bookcase in the country. I am one of the reasons why IKEA was having a Billy bookcase shortage. Because I got 40 of them. And so we went from having these beautiful shelves that my stepfather built for us 20 years ago. And then we also had a wall of shelving we got from Borders. We used to have a Borders in our plaza. And when they closed, I bought the self-help section. And I squirreled them away for 10 years because I knew that I would need them. And I put them in, and they were beautiful. And then the flood mitigation company came in and tore them off the wall with a crowbar. Yeah. So anyway, we bounced back, but we moved back into the store in October of 21. It wasn't until May of 22 that our sales started looking normal again. And 22 was the first full year we had in the bookstore in 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, I just recently came and went to support an author, the wonderful Catherine Kerr. She's got,
person.
Oh my goodness, Accidental Sisters. If you guys haven't already, go and check it out. But that was my first time at your store. I'm basically a Georgia native. Been traveling for a minute, came back to Georgia, and I was like, okay, I'm going to start to do some more stuff. I'm going to get back into the community, and going to your store was amazing. It is beautiful. It's spacious. It definitely, I can see how people can spend hours upon hours there in conjunction with merchandising and all that other great stuff. And you've done a great job. So kudos to you and your team, because I know that was definitely... We worked very hard to get where we are. Incredible showrooms. Yeah. I absolutely love that. Now, you guys have a lot of stuff on the calendars for April. Yes. So what's going on in April?
So we do sci-fi conventions. So basically, I rarely say no to things that people's come sell books at our event. I basically always say yes because I don't like to turn things away. So that means that I'm triple booked a couple weekends in April. So we're selling at 2 sci-fi conventions. We're selling at 221B, which is our first year there, and we're selling at Jordan Con, and this will be our second year there. And I just go and I set up a booth of pretty much sci-fi, contemporary and old sci-fi. We're big sci-fi fans at the store. We like all books. So if you don't like sci-fi, don't not come because we like sci-fi. We just have a really good sci-fi book club. Okay. And then, let's see here. I'm at Cumming City Center has a spring market, and that's really popular. And then we're selling at a high school that's having a literary conference for their students and teachers, and they're bringing in a bunch of young adult authors, some really big names. Yeah. And we're so busy that weekend, I roped my husband into selling. Fortunately, since we use his point of sale system, he'll know what to do.
Yes.
Yes, but if they ask him for a recommendation, yeah, but it's okay. We'll make it through.
Well, shout out to your husband for being such a team player. We love that, keeping it in the family.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah, in fact, his company is, okay, so it's him, his brother, my cousin is support, their father is the office manager. Oh, wow. They recently hired our best friend, Ben, and their only other staff member we aren't related to, but she has worked and used basil since she was 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. So it is absolutely a family company.
It is.
Both of them.
I absolutely love that. And what I love even more is your trade-in program. When I was there, you guys were telling me. Now, talk a little bit about that.
So you can bring in your used books, and we give you credit. And then with that credit, you get half off of used books. So if the book, like a used price is $5, you would pay $2.50 out of your pocket, and then $2.50 comes out of your credit. So like old school is you use your credit for the entire sale. But when we opened up, we realized that would be a bad business policy. So when people are like, oh, can't I use all my credit? We say things like, well, we like to eat. We like to keep the power on. I got to keep my kids in school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, okay, yeah, I get that.
I totally get that afterwards.
Yeah, they get that. Like, oh, yeah, me too. I got to do that too.
Absolutely. Well, Kim, thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate you dropping those little gemstones on us. And you know that you have like an open invitation to come back, because I know that you're going to have some awesome stuff to announce in the next couple of months.
Oh,
so keep me on the speed dial, all that good stuff.
I'm really passionate about my store. I worked very hard to get it where it is. And so I'm always willing to talk about it.
Yes.
Yes, because this is my baby. I have 4 kids, not 3, and one of them is the bookstore.
Absolutely. And I mean,
next year it'll be old enough to legally drink.
Ooh, sounds like a late night party at the bookstore, you guys. Meet us in Swanee. Kim, thank you so much. I do appreciate you, and I love highlighting other powerful women just like yourself that are locally just doing it up and may not get the shine. I'm going to give you some shine because I see the hard work that you're doing, and it makes a difference. So thank you for what you do. And I appreciate... Oh, I'll let everyone know, Kim, the best way to get in contact with you guys, website, social media. Yeah,
on our site, which is read-it-again.com, or you can just Google, like, Read It Again Bookstore, Georgia. Will pop right up. But we're on Instagram and Facebook. Occasionally we're on TikTok. I'm a little old for it, but I try. But our Facebook is Read It Again Books, and that's our Instagram. I have to look it up. And then our Facebook is read.it. So.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Kim, much more success to you and the whole team.
Thank you.
Pushing forward. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do. You look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is fun, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.